end of week 10, so that means I've got 13 weeks left till my first show of the year. So definitely been noticing fat loss. My legs have been tightening up a bit, starting to see lines in my quads. I definitely hold fat like around my glutes and through my thighs, so that's good that that's starting to diminish. And I have actually been thinking about like man, I only have 13 weeks left, and but then I'm looking back at my last prep, and I started dieting at 15 weeks out. So I look at what I am now, and I'm like, I'm already this lean, and I have basically got the whole prep ahead of me still, like the previous one, and I'm already like way leaner than I was when I started that one. So if I think about it that way, I'm like, wow, I actually do have a good amount of time. And I look at what I did in 15 weeks last time, and I'm like, oh man, if I got 13 more, I should be pretty much shredded by the time I get there. Plus after that show, I mean, depending on whether or not I'm still amateur after that show, I've got a few more, a bunch more planned, but so I mean, I'm only gonna improve after that if I've got a couple more pounds to lose or whatever. But I think I'll be right about there. My coach is saying that he's excited for how my physique is changing and getting there. So, but yeah, it's been going pretty good overall. Just finished a good breakfast. I actually didn't even think about it, but somebody mentioned hash browns somewhere on a forum. I think it was the 3DMJ forum, but I went and bought some, and they're pretty awesome. It's like no fat, 16 carb, and 1 protein per serving. So I made like 250 grams in a pan. So it's a pretty good sized plate of hash browns. And it's actually pretty good. For breakfast, I had that and a bunch of egg whites, and then I decided I could use a little bit more protein, a little bit more fat today on this meal, because I'm probably only going to eat 4 times today. So that's why I got this little cheese stick. If you've never had these are pretty awesome. It's little Frigo cheeseheads things. They're awesome to take with you places, or just like add protein to a meal with minimal carbs if you don't want the carbs of that meal or whatever. But they're a good travel food, and 8 protein and 2.5 grams of fat in each one. So I usually have like 1 or 2 at a time, depending on what I want. But yeah, so I just ate breakfast. I mean, I have this fantastic hair going on. It's kind of like sticking out on both sides. Yeah, I just woke up a little while ago and just made food. But yeah, oh yeah, they make a swirl with this too. Cheddar and mozzarella swirl, pretty awesome. Should check it out. But overall, yeah, I just hit a new low weight on my refeed day, or day after refeed, which I always do. It's weird. In the past, I used to always gain weight on refeeds, but maybe that was the day of, because I used to weigh myself in like the afternoon a while back. But now that I have like exact same time weigh-ins, same conditions every morning, like first thing you wake up and weigh. But now that I do that, it's like I always go down a pound or so, at least a pound after a refeed. And then today I was even lighter, so I was floating around 193, 194 the whole week, and then I went down to 192.6 Saturday morning, and then this morning I was 191 flat. And then my weight will typically climb up a little bit and then kind of go around, and then I'll hit a refeed and I'll do a new low. So it's kind of how it works. It's funny. But yeah, it's good. So as of now, I'm 191 pounds, which is crazy because I feel like I'm stronger and everything than I was when last season I was competing at like 187. It's only like 4 or 5 pounds away, and like I'm at barely over that weight right now, and I'm still 13 weeks out, so it's pretty crazy. And so I think I should be able to get pretty lean. I did notice in my pictures this week that in my rear poses, like my rear lat spread and rear double biceps, I'm starting to see my glute is separating from my ham. I'm starting to see like the lower like V line on the outside of where the glute shape, you know. So that fat is finally going away. So that's good. Hoping to have the washboard glutes this year, not just washboard abs. But yeah, that is pretty much what's going on. Training was fine. Still same calories, 3,065 a day. Dieting, losing weight on 3,000 calories. Not too bad. But for all you guys on like 100 grams of carbs, I'm sorry. or you girls, it's even worse. Some of you guys are eating like 50 grams a day. And I went to Santa Rosa this past weekend. See my buddy Ace Baldwin. He's a PNBA pro and judge. We're gonna be judging a couple more shows together this year. But his girlfriend's a bikini competitor, fiance, excuse me. She's her name's Callie, and she is a bikini competitor. But yeah, she's eating like 40. She's cycling her carbs at like 40, 50, and 70 or something like that. 70 is her high day, I think it was. Maybe 90. I think it was 70. I'm just like, ugh, I feel bad. That's like an average meal for me. So I feel bad, but... And then I told her, because she was saying like, oh yeah, carrots are kind of free food, you know, and like you can eat like a broccoli or whatever, like leafy greens, yeah. I mean, if you're not going to track your food, I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about like broccoli and lettuce and stuff like that, but carrots are like pretty much just sugar. They're not like a fibrous green carb. So she's like, oh yeah, I can eat as many carrots as I want, and I'm like, you can, but I'm like, I'm weighing mine, so because she gave me some, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna weigh them, and then she's like, just out of curiosity, what was that? I'm like, this little pile, which was about half of what she was eating, was like 7 or 8 grams of carbs, I think it was, in like 25 grams of carrots. And she's like, what? Really? She's like, thanks for ruining carrots for me, you know? And I'm like, well, thank me later when you look even better on stage because you were counting your carrots. So, yeah, I feel bad for her and a lot of other girls that are dieting on like nothing. They don't get to eat the calories that guys do. I mean, I told her, I was like, we just have more to feed. We have more mass to feed, so I guess lucky in that aspect of it. But yeah, so that was fun. I'm going to judge a show this coming weekend in San Francisco. It's an INBA show. I almost want to say there's a pro class, but I don't remember. But yeah, I'm going to be going with Paul and Marley Urciaga. So Paul's a really cool guy. I'm going to hang out over there. I think Ace Baldwin also will be judging. I'm pretty sure he'll be judging that show. So yeah, it should be good. Yeah, other than that, I mean, everything's going alright so far. Check out my fan page for more progress pictures and pictures of great food. I'm always making good stuff, so and I'll post the pictures because it's all like unconventional dieting food, and just to make people angry that I'm eating sugar and high fructose corn syrup and things like that. So I post all my ridiculous food just on purpose, and regular, not whole wheat, regular pancake mix. So yeah, I think that's about it. But yeah, subscribe if you want, or also if you have questions, ask me. I'm gonna be doing some special videos instead of just like vlogs. I'm gonna do some special ones, so that are addressing certain questions or whatever. But yeah, other than that, take it easy. I'm out.